Welcome back to part 2 of team building. So you're here because you've become so busy in your makeup artist business that you just can't accommodate all of the inquiries that are coming your way or the massive bridal parties that are now just starting to grow out of control. So in part 1, we discussed how to start initially hiring your main assistant and what that process looks like. Now, if you're still so busy that you need more than just one assistant, you need an entire team, I'm here to help you. Since 2017, I've been growing my bridal freelance team. I am super proud of this team, but there has been a lot of trials and tribulations along the way. So I wanna share with you everything that worked for me and some things that didn't, just to give you guys a clearer idea of how to build your team successfully. If you're new here and you've missed part 1 of team building, I strongly recommend you going back to last week's video and watching that because it's super important. I give a lot of helpful tips and tricks that go into the remainder of team building, all these steps that you need to know prior to starting a team. I'm Lauren of Ventre. I have been in this industry for over half of my life. I'm here to help you with any questions that you might have about the freelance makeup artist industry. I'm specialized in bridal and celebrity glam, and I have a very successful makeup artist business, and I'm here to help you do the same. When you stay with me to the end of this video, I'm going to give you all of my favorite things to look for when hiring artists for your team. Also, right now you could grab a free download. We have the resource below, or you could click the button above, and that is going to be a list of my top 5 things to look for when hiring your team. Don't forget to grab your free resource. You'll be able to click the button below or go to theartoфenhancement.com. Now here in part 2, we're going to be talking about how to actually expand your team and make sure you're expanding it with quality artists who align with your brand. There's so many things that are a huge problem, right? When it comes to not being able to accommodate clients. You're not only feeling like you're a disappointment to the client because they wanted you so bad, but you're also losing a ton of money. So how great would it be to just be able to clone yourself and have multiples of you so that they can go out and make all of these brides happy? So that's what you're gonna do with your team. You want to find artists that are so similar to you, not only in artistry, but also in your personality, in the way that you even dress. Everything needs to be very similar because that is what you're trying to accommodate. You're trying to accommodate the clients who are inquiring for you. So if your artists are not similar to your style and your brand, your clients will not want them as their artist. That's something that I try to explain to my team quite often, even though everyone should have their own unique style. But when I have artists on my team and on our website, which is very important to have, but on the website, all of their work should look similar to mine. They should have looks that are recreations of my work. Because this way, when I send my clients to my website to check out my other artists that I have available, because I'm not, they will be just as interested in using them because they have the same or similar style to what I do. Where do you start finding the people that are going to build your brand into an empire? Well, like I talked about in part 1, you want to head over to social media. If you are already a successful makeup artist who can't accommodate all of these inquiries, you obviously have a pretty good following already. And that means that you have a lot of artists who look up to you because they want to be just like you, they want to be booked just like you. So if you post saying that you're looking for artists to join your team, you're going to get a ton of people writing in saying that they would love to be on your team. So when you do post on social media, whether it be a story or a permanent post, you want to tell them what you're looking for, right? You're looking for artists for your team. Maybe you have an interview date on there and a location and a time. Very important to have those details in there. Even if you don't want to put the location, maybe just the date and the time, and then people can email in with their resumes and you could send them the location from there just so that the location's just not out for the public to have. I kind of think for safety reasons, that's probably the better thing to do. And then once you get all of these people sending in their resumes, they're super excited to join your team, look through those resumes, print them out, and send them over the location. Let them know, hey, there's going to be a lot of other artists there. There will be a sign-in sheet upon arrival. Please sign in once you get there. I do like doing this so that the other artists are around each other, like I spoke about in our previous video, and that you could see how they interact with each other. You wanna see who's on time, you wanna see who is professional, you wanna see who is friendly, who is not friendly. So after that initial sit down interview that you do, going over resumes, seeing how you like the person, punctuality, hygiene, all of that. Once you've picked out a good bunch, maybe like 5 to 10 of those potential teammates, you want to schedule a second round of interviews. The second round is going to be a hands-on interview because you can't always trust what you see in pictures. Even if you're asking for unedited photos, make sure you're seeing their work actually in person prior to sending them out on a client. So once they have accepted to come in for that interview, you're going to have them all there. You want them to work next to each other. You want to see how they work under pressure and in a crowded situation, just like they would at a bridal party or with one of your clients. You also want to see how friendly they are, how they're speaking to their client that they have, that they're doing their demo on, or that they're doing their demo interview on. This way you get to see how fast they are. You get to see, again, their punctuality. You get to see if their kit is clean, if it's dirty, if their brushes are dirty. Like, those are all negative signs, red flags. You don't want someone that's showing up to an interview with dirty kit, dirty brushes, because that means that they're going to show up to your clients with a dirty kit and dirty brushes. That's something that can be taught, but you just, again, red flag right off the bat. Make a little mental note. You want to see what their work looks like at the end, right? As long as it's good work, good quality work, that's a great start. If it's not quite up to your par yet, or not quite your signature look, that's also okay, because you can teach them that. The main things that you're looking for are cleanliness, punctuality, professionalism. You're looking for all of these things. If a girl has their lash falling off and someone else put, instead of brow gel in the brow, they put lash glue, or like they're just not using products correctly, or it's already breaking apart, like, those might not be the people that you're choosing to hire for your team. But now you're seeing things in person that you might not have seen on social media or in portfolios. Very, very important to do this step. That in-person, hands-on interview is super, super important. From there, it really depends. Are you so overwhelmed that you can't accommodate like 5 brides every day that are inquiring? Are you so busy that you can't accommodate 10 brides that are inquiring, or clients that are inquiring? It really depends on how many people you want to hire. I always recommend starting off with a smaller handful, maybe 3 to 5, and then now you have a team of about 5 to 7, including you and your main assistant. Your main assistant should be with you through that whole interview process. They should also be walking through and taking notes and helping you choose the team, because again, they are your partner, they're your right hand. They should feel like they have a say in these things. You, at the end of the day, have the ultimate say on who stays, who goes, but it is always good to have that partner there to help you out. Once you've chosen those, I'd say 3 to 5 people to start with, you can always expand. It's always easier to expand than have too many people and not be able to give those people work. They are coming to your team because they want to work. So if you don't have enough work for them, they might start joining other teams, or just not taking any of the bookings that you even send them because they want to work with other people instead. You're going to want to train this team just like you did with your main assistant, just like I spoke about, having them involved in any master classes that you do, having monthly or quarterly hands-on classes with you, with the new products that you're using, with the techniques that you do, because again, you are sending them to your client that wanted you, so you need them to be as close to you as possible as far as artistry and technique and product. So after you've efficiently trained them, you also want them to start coming out with you on jobs, either you or your assistant, whoever's available for that day to go with, either one, right? You wanna make sure that they are in the field, they're seeing how you interact with clients, they are participating in how you like the organization of your kit. They're participating in helping get content photos and videos and everything that you would do at your client. They're seeing exactly what you do, how you speak to them, all of that. Same thing that you did with your main assistant. Once they've gone out to about 2 to 5 of your clients with you or your assistant, and you feel comfortable sending them out, start referring them out. They should have the same ground rules. They should know how to dress. If you have a dress code or apparel, they should have that apparel. They should have business cards. They should know not to give out their social media, their personal social media. They should be giving out the team social media or the website. They should also know not to give out their phone numbers. No personal information should be given to clients, only information of the brand or the team that they're on. Make that super clear. You need these super clear ground rules prior to them starting with you. You also need to lay out your ground rules for how you want to pay them. You want to start setting these ground rules. They need to know what you expect prior to you sending them out. It's so important. You don't want to have to backtrack. You don't want to get frustrated. This will really help eliminate so much frustration because they know what you're expecting. They know they're not supposed to be giving out their personal information. They know they shouldn't be wearing belly shirts. They know that they should be wearing your apparel. They know that they should be giving out the team's Instagram or website. They know to arrive 15 minutes early. They know all of your ground rules. They know what they're getting paid. They know how they're taking payment. They know how they're paying you if they're collecting the payment and then having to send you your percentage. Or maybe you collect the money prior in like a Square app or anything like that online. Maybe you're paying them out the day of after the services are finished. All of those ground rules are super, super hyper important prior to them starting with any clients. They need to know what the ground rules are. If you don't tell them, they don't know, and anything that they do is now not their fault, it's on you. I truly believe in the saying, hire slow and fire fast. If there is issues with some of your artists, you need to get rid of them. They are a bad representation of your brand, and you need these people to represent you and your brand. Again, these are essentially little clones of you that are going out there, and if they're late, if they're unprofessional, if they're hungover, if their kit's not clean, it reflects poorly on you and your business, and that means you will not only not get referred, you will also get people talking poorly about their services, making other people not want to come to you even if they were thinking about it. I have a 3-strike rule. If you are late 3 times to a client, or if a client is complaining about a certain artist, or multiple clients are complaining about a certain artist, I will have a conversation with them. I will obviously give them the benefit of the doubt, but after multiple times of it happening, you have to let them go. You cannot keep people on the team if they know they're not supposed to give out their personal information. If they know that they're taking a client that they met through you for a personal booking, they know that's wrong because you educated them. They know the ground rules. You should also have them sign paperwork, any kind of maybe even non-disclosures about, like, if you teach them a class, that they can't go and teach that class to other people. Maybe you have just ground rules that they agree to. Maybe you don't want them working for any other team. I feel like as freelance makeup artists, you have to allow them to work for other teams unless you literally have them so booked and busy, then they won't want to, right? Then they don't have any need to work for anyone else, but it is hard to get them to not. If they do work for other teams, make sure that they're not talking about the other teams that they're on in front of your clients, or promoting the other teams in front of your clients, because again, that's just taking business and money out of your pocket and giving it to other people, even though that was a client from you. So now that you have 3 to 5 new artists working for you, you're getting money brought in like crazy. It is going to feel like you just hit the lottery. Every week, you can literally not even be working on a client and making thousands of dollars by getting percentages from everyone that you're referring out that you would have never made prior to having this team. They'll also pay for your main assistant. If your main assistant isn't already paying for themselves because of the bookings that you put them on, the money that you're getting from the team percentage-wise will pay for your main assistant who's doing all of your emails. And it's essentially like getting someone to work for you for free. Now, maybe you and your main assistant both have weddings that day, and they both have big bridal parties, and now all of your artists are on those 2 weddings, and someone else inquires for another wedding that day, and you don't have anyone else, and that process starts to build, and that will happen, especially if you gain momentum and people love your team and they're professional and they are just great artists and they're well trained. You will get a snowball, an avalanche of just inquiries, and it will happen where, like, oh my God, I have all my artists booked out. What do I do? Then it's time to start thinking about doing the interview process again and hiring more people and putting more people on your website and training them and bringing them into the team, into the family. I do think it's really important once you have a team, once you have this family around you, to have bonding experiences with them. Maybe 1 to 2 team dinners a year, maybe quarterly, again, doing the master classes with them, teaching them hands-on quarterly or every month, whatever works for you and them. Having mandatory meetings is super important, whether it be via Zoom or in person. I like in person just because it's just going to help the bonding process. It's gonna help everyone grow together and really start working even better together out in front of your clients. If they're friends in real life, then when they go out and work with the clients, they will also work even better as a team. So I hope these tips and tricks truly help you and benefit you in your career and your business and help you make a ton of money doing that. I want to remind you that I put videos out like this every single week. So make sure that you like and subscribe so that you never miss a video. If you have questions about anything in business, anything in life that you want help with, write it below in the comments, email us, let us know, and I promise you we will make a video just for you to help you in your career. Love you guys. See you next week.